there's one day in particular, it's before, I think it's before a SmackDown probably. And I'm at the ring per usual, trying to work out a little bit. Um, Jamie Noble's over there and he says something to me, messing with me like per usual. And I remember it. He probably, "Oh, Tonga, you still work here? How you doing?" Like, so this is what I mean. Like, Jamie Noble will give me shit like that. But at this point, like, we've worked together so long, like I know him and I expect it. Like it's him breaking my balls, ribbing me, but like we get along. So don't get it twisted. We get along. Shout out to Jamie Noble, by the way. We get along and he was very professional, but I think his feeling on me was, from that first time, like I showed up and he thought I was an extra. Like this kid is, they rushed him up here, but he's like, all right, well, I have to deal with him, so let me try and help. So and he was helpful, but it was always begrudgingly, and he would always talk shit to me first. It was expected. Anyway, on this particular day, he said something like that. Tucker, they ain't fired you yet. Whatever it was, I'm like, okay. And the reason I remember this so well, this was before the meeting, or they went back in for a second meeting, something like that. And Jamie's a producer, so Jamie was gone. He went to the meeting, whatever it was, and okay, so I remember this so vividly. I don't know who I'm working or what's going on. We're waiting to find out because they go into the production meeting and then they release the card. And then the producers come out, they find the talent, they tell them who they're working. So that's why talent would typically be at the ring. So when the producers come out with the card, you can find whoever you're working with that night, your dancing partner, and go over your match. So I'm hanging out at the ring. Jamie comes back. All the producers come out. Jamie comes up to me and he's like, "Tonga, what's your finish?" And I'm like, he just randomly asked me this. And I'm like, it's the verdict, which is basically the Farouk slam. Like I'm trying to explain it to him, like a one-handed spine buster. And he's like, well, they want you to have a new finish. And I'm like, okay. I'm thinking, well, what's wrong with my old one? I'm like, okay. And then the thing of it is, and I'm like, well, they have never really seen my old one because they never let me win. So you got to go all the way back to NXT to see me actually hitting the verdict. I'm like, well, okay, like why? And I remember, like all of a sudden, Jamie has this interest in me, but it's begrudgingly, but like his tone is totally different. And I'm like, so why do I need a new finish? He's like, Otunga, no, you're going to be a top guy now. All right. Came from the top. So apparently something was said in this meeting and they told Jamie Noble, whatever the plans were creatively, that David Otunga is going to be a top guy because he said the words top guy. I don't know what he was referring to. I don't know how top that was, but they told Jamie this and now he's telling me this. So again, this is what was funny about it and so memorable. He was giving me shit before. Otunga, they ain't fired you yet. Goes into the meeting, gets creative, comes back out. All right, Otunga, we got to get you a new finisher. Otunga, you're going to be a top guy. Listen to me. You need a new finisher because you're going to be a top guy now. And I'm like, this is awesome. But the best part of it was just seeing his reaction and like how I don't know what it was, but he was like so over, like he was kind of in disbelief. He couldn't believe it. But anyway, it was cool. So, we're sitting out there and we're coming up with different things. And also he was really helpful and really cool in this, but like, that was just my favorite part. It's just how he switched up so quick. They told him what time it was with me. It's so satisfying. Anyway, we're talking about different things and I believe Fit Finlay was out there. Shout out to Fit Finlay, Dave. He's awesome. Always super cool to me. I loved it when he was my agent. Super cool. And he actually came over. He's cool with Jamie too. And he came over. Hold on. Let me say this too. Frequently, Fit, if Jamie would have my match or something, and Fit would kind of be nearby and kind of help out a little bit just because they would be like good cop, bad cop, where how Jamie would tease me and Fit was always really cool. So it was kind of neat just to have the both. But Jamie and I definitely got along. We had a good relationship. It just was, it was fun like this. Anyway, Fit comes over and he says, I don't even know what he called it, or I think it was the Kryptonite Crunch, but he's like, what if he tries that? And I'm like, all right, that sounds cool. James like, all right, let me see it. So there's extras around. Hey, get up in here, little Tonka hit you with this thing. This extra comes up, and I hook him in it. Boom, hit him. And then they're like, whoa, that looked good. Hold on, try this. Fit gives me a little adjustment. I hit it again. Like, whoa, this looks great. James like, this is the one. This is the one. So I'm working Santino that night on Superstars. And guess what? Oh, this is, I think it was this part too. So I was like, well, wait, am I going to use the finish in this? James like, yeah, you're going over. I told you, you're going to be a top guy now. You're going over. This is like the first time, this might've been the only time that year I got a win on TV. So like, I'm trying to explain to you like what this was like. Like I was always on TV, but I usually didn't win because I was usually paired against a talent who was higher up on the card, or who was more closer to a top guy, and so it was just cool to be in the ring with him. But obviously, they weren't going to let somebody as new as me go over. So anyway, I was always on the show, but I think I only had 3 wins that entire year, and this was one of them. So I knew Jamie was telling the truth. Obviously, they wanted me to have a new finish, and then Jamie tells me I'm going to be a top guy, and I'm going over. That means I'm winning. I'm hitting my new finish on Santino and winning the match that night. And so, we talked to Santino, and he's like, "All right, I'm cool with it." And so I think we did a rehearsal with Santino, but on a crash pad. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. Tried it out. He said it felt great. Now, mind you, I'm doing this in the middle of the ring. Jamie's working with me. We had an extra. Santino, Fit. I'm in the middle of the ring. So listen to what I'm saying. Everybody can see me because the cameras are all pointed at the middle of the ring. Everywhere in that arena, backstage. So everybody in Vince's office, everybody is watching me do this. I say this for a reason. So people see me rehearsing this. They see me rehearsing the move that was Fit's Kryptonite Crunch. And I even came up with a name with it. I was going to call it the closing argument. What do you think? Not bad, huh? All right, so we have the match, and Superstars was taped before SmackDown. So Santino and I go out, and Santino and I have great chemistry. Shout out to Santino. He was one of my favorite people to work with, and he's so funny, like in real life. Santino is hilarious. And he, we worked together very well. So it was cool. We knew what each other did. We knew each other's spots. Like, it was awesome. We go out, we have a great match. Like, this is probably one of the best matches I ever had. Like, for real, like, I had a really good match. And then we go to the finish. I hook him up. Boom. Hit him with the closing argument. All right. It's great. 1, 2, 3. I won. I won. All right, my lawyer gimmick is getting over. He's got to win. I go in the back. Now, I can't wait to talk to Jamie to get my feedback because I know we did well. And, so, we're walking to the back. I thank Santino. I'm like, how did it feel? He's like, oh, it was perfect. He was like, yeah, it was great. He was like, it was light. No, he was like, yeah, no, that was really safe. So, like, great. And Jamie comes up to me. I'll never forget it. I said, Jamie, what do you think? Tonka, you did great. He's like, that was great. And he's like, I was like, what do you think of the move? He goes, looked like you killed him. That looked like $1 million, but can never do that again. I said, wait, what? Yeah. Apparently it's an Irish thing and Sheamus wants it. So you can't do that again. He's like, and I could tell he's frustrated. He's like, well, we got to come up with something new for you, Tonga. And so I'm like, wait, what? We spend all this time going over this move that Finlay gives me. And then, we're rehearsing it. I hit it in the match. You're telling me it looked great. Looked like I killed him. Looked like $1 million. Looked great. But I can never do it again. What? Because it's an Irish thing. And, Sheamus wants it. This was just so irritating. And one of those things where, like, man, Sheamus and I are good friends. Shout out to Sheamus, but like, he was dirty for this. Sheamus had already been WWE champion. Like, look, man, they're trying to give me a push Can I just have one move? Sheamus, you already have a finisher, the brogue kick. Like, you don't need this. And so then, and as you know, Sheamus eventually took it and renamed it White Noise. But go back and look, he never used it until that. I gave him the idea. He literally stole it from me. Sheamus, you know this is true. You know, hey, you know, I love you, buddy, but you also know you were dirty for that. Just calling it like it is. So anyway, yeah, they took that from me. And after that, they just let me use the verdict. I mean, it wasn't like they were going to let me hit it on anybody anyway. So we went back to the verdict.